There's a unique silence to a city asleep, a low hum that vibrates just at the edge of hearing. It was in that quiet that I did my best work. My name is Elias, and I collect sounds. Not music, not podcasts, but the forgotten whispers of the past trapped on magnetic tape. My work is a careful ritual of preservation. Each hiss, crackle, and pop is a ghost. A moment in time that someone, somewhere, thought was worth saving. Most are labeled Wedding, June 78, Bird Calls, 65, Mayor's Speech. But some are mysteries. This one felt different. The box was old, the tape inside a deep, unsettling black. No name, no date. A blank slate. Curiosity is a dangerous thing for an archivist. It's a pull you can't ignore. At first, there was nothing but the gentle hiss of empty tape, the sound of absence. I almost dismissed it. But then, underneath the static, something faint stirred. It was a sound that didn't belong. It wasn't mechanical. It was organic, rhythmic like a heartbeat, but with a texture that made the hairs on my arms stand up. A dry, scraping sound. I leaned in, turning up the gain, my heart beginning to race. I had to know what it was. The next few days were a blur. I became obsessed. I ran the recording through every filter, every noise reduction program I owned. I was determined to isolate that sound, to clean it, to understand it. And as the sound became clearer in my headphones, something else began to happen. The world outside my headphones started to change. It started subtly. The scratching sound from the corner of the room. I took off my headphones. Silence. I put them back on. The recording. I took them off. Nothing. You're tired, Elias, I told myself. Your brain is playing tricks on you, but it didn't stop. The sound started to bleed into my reality. I'd hear it in the dead of night, a frantic, desperate scratching from within the walls. I checked for rats, for pests, for any logical explanation. There was none. My quiet apartment was no longer silent. It was listening. Then came the marks. Tiny, sharp scratches on the floorboards, on the back of the door, as if a small, sharp thing was trying to get in. Or out. My work, my life, it all faded away. There was only the apartment, and the sound, and the growing, suffocating fear. I felt like I was the one trapped on a tape, stuck in a loop of paranoia. I had to face it. I couldn't run from a sound. I opened the file one last time. The scratching, now so horribly familiar. I stared at the waveform, the jagged peaks and valleys. It looked like a language of pure dread. On a whim, I ran it through a spectral analysis program, one that visualizes audio frequencies. It wasn't noise. It was a pattern, deliberate, intricate. My blood ran cold. I had one last tool, an obscure decryption algorithm used to find hidden data in audio files. A digital seance. With a shaking hand, I ran the program on the isolated scratching sound. The program began to translate. It was slow at first, a letter, then a word, then a phrase repeating itself over and over, born from that hideous scratching sound. The moment I read the words, the scratching in my headphones, the scratching in my walls, it stopped. A perfect, heavy, terrifying silence fell over the apartment. It was worse than the noise. It was the silence of something holding its breath. And then, a new sound. It wasn't from the walls. It was closer. It was coming from the inside of my bedroom closet. The tapping stopped, and the doorknob. The doorknob began to turn, slowly, silently, from the inside.